friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to my channel today. Let's see, today is Monday, June the 9th, 2025, and I'm so happy that you're here today. I've got a fun card for you. I say that every week, I know, but it is fun. Hold on. My my phone is just slowly going sideways. I don't want us to end up on my work surface. So there, I think that's better. Um, I have a cue card today, as always. And last week, if you were here or if you watched the replay, our card had lots of stamping, lots and lots of stamping. And it was beautiful. I mean, if I do say so myself, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful card, and I had so many requests to get this video up on my other social media platforms, and that thrills me because I make these cards for you. So when people actually want to see them and want to make the cards, that really makes me excited. Wow, I don't know if you guys can hear the noise, but I think someone across the street is having some construction done. I think they just dumped a huge dump truck of rocks. It was really loud. So if you heard something, that's what it was. Okay, let me see. Hi, Kristen. How are you? Are you out of school? Thanks for being here. Okay, so I know some other folks are starting to join us, so that's fantastic. Thank you. It's good to see all of you today. So say hey in the comments if you can. Hey, Carla. Oh, you didn't hear it. Okay, good. I'm using my AirPods, so maybe that makes it to where you can't hear all the other noise that's going on. That's really good. Oh, Kristen, yeah, lots of stamping. That's good. That's what vacation is for, right? Vacation is for stamping. Okay, so before we got interrupted by the dump truck, um, I was saying last week's card had lots and lots of stamping. So this week's card is die cutting. I mean, we've got a little bit of stamping, but lots of die cutting, and some of that I did ahead of time because my wrist gets tired with die cutting, so I can't do too much all at one time. So some of that's already done. All right. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for jumping in with us. Right, let me tell you what I'm going to use today. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in the new annual catalog, there is a suite called Florals in Bloom. And I would call this a mega suite because look at all these gorgeous colors. I love this. I would call it a mega suite because it has two bundles. So this bundle of stamps and dies, and then another bundle of stamps and dies, beautiful paper, and it's got the in colored dots. So the possibilities literally are endless with this suite. So today I've got a card for you. It's mostly using the dies, and I want to show you my inspiration for the card we're going to make was this card. Thought it was so pretty. And so we're going to make a card similar to this. So I cased this card out of this annual catalog. And when I saw it, I loved all the vibrant colors, but I wanted my card to feature all of the in colors. So I have swapped out, see this little pink flower here? I have swapped that out and I've used cloud cover. So that means we can use all of the in colors in our card, but I just love the new in colors, so had to use them. A little housekeeping. This is where you can find me. That's my website. So if you want to contact me, you can do that through the website. You can email me. Also, over there, I've got a projects page with tons of photographs for projects that I have made in the past, and including this one. And there are measurements and there's a shopping list. So more information for you over there. All right. Let me move that out of the way. And let's talk about the pieces that I have prepared for us. So this is just a piece of basic white. We're going to use this on the inside of our card. And it is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So I'll just set that aside. And then this is Secret C. So this is one of the new in colors. It's just really, really dark blue. It is 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then it's scored in the middle right here at 4 1/4. Then I've got this little piece, and this is fresh freesia, and it is 1 inch. Oh, it might be a little less than 1 inch. Hold on, let me look. Yes, I actually made it 7/8 of an inch wide. 7/8 of an inch by 3 3/4. So we've got that. And then we're going to be die cutting here, but I'm just going to go ahead and give you the measurements of this piece. It's 2 inches by 4 1/4. And this is the same size, roughly the same size. And it is an adhesive sheet. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Then I've got all of these that are just scraps. So just bits and pieces, because we're going to die cut things out of all of those. So a lot of scraps. And we'll talk about the colors as we go. All right. Adhesive sheet. So this has something on both sides. It's kind of wax papery, what it feels like. And it's just a sheet of adhesive in there. So we're going to be using that today. Let me show you how it is packaged. So this is the packaging. Let me see what the measurement of this is, because someone will want to know. Okay, so it is 12 inches by 6 inches, right? And this comes with 12 of those sheets in here, and you can just cut them to whatever size you need them to be. That is this little piece right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half and burnish it. So that's just kind of ready to go. And you know what? Let's stamp on this. It's the inside of our card. And I am going to use garden green ink. And I am using one of the stamps from the Sweet Blooms. So this is one of the stamps that's in that suite. And I'm just going to use this little leaf right here. So let me grab that. And I want a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to put that underneath here because I'm going to be right at the edge. So ink that up. And I'm just going to put that here. And I'm going to move it over and down just a little bit and do a second generation stamp right there. There we go. So that's just a little touch for the inside of our card. And put this away now. Okay. Hi, Benita. Under a pile of papers. I understand. I know what that's like. Okay, so what else should we do? Let's just talk about die cutting because there's so much to talk about there. So I have these three colors that are going to be the flowers on the front of my card. So we talked about this. This is the Secret Sea. This is Timid Tiger, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush. So those five are the in colors, the new in colors that just came out with this catalog. And I used these two dies. They are from, hold on, they are from the Pretty Florals dies. So I use these for flowers, and then I use this leaf for the leaves on the front of my card. And I'll show you, there are the other dies. So there's a bunch of them in there. Some of them will cut out the stamped images. Some of them you can use just to cut out cardstock like I'm doing today. So we are going to use those. Now, like I said, I've already done some die cutting, but we are going to do a little bit here. Oh, and I didn't show you the leaves. I cut out of this piece of garden green. So the leaves in my project are garden green. I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way so I can put my cut and emboss machine over here. Let me grab that. And I'm curious, does anybody else have any of the products from this suite? Just wondering if anybody else has it, if you've used any part of it, what you think about it. One of the reasons I wanted this suite is because it does the design series paper in the suite, uses all of the new ink colors. So I definitely wanted it for that reason. So let's grab these floral dies. And I'm just doing the strawberry slush because I already die cut the timid tiger, the cloud cover, and the darling duckling. Well, let me get my top plate. I will send this through. And I'm actually just going to bring it back to me the other direction. There we go. And we'll take a look at what we've got. Let me get my take your pick tool and get rid of these little parts we don't need. There it is. And then these other little holes we can push on and get it to release. So this is kind of a little delicate die cut. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. And now this one released. Last week, if you remember, we used a whole bunch of the strawberry slush. I think it is my favorite in color. So I have been using that a lot and will continue to use it a lot, I'm sure. Okay, let me pull in the other ones that I already die cut. There's a darling duckling. And then I did already die cut also some leaves, 4 leaves out of the garden green. Now I'm going to grab my glue and just adhere these little delicate pieces on top of the more solid piece. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there in the middle. Because that's enough to hold it in place there. I'm not worried about every little bit of it sticking down. There we go. So let's do that on all of these. I really love it when they give us bright colors. I think they're just so happy, so happy. This is one of those cards that if you have the tools, it's actually, oh, I think I'm going to put this way. If you have the tools, it's actually a really easy card to make. I mean, when I'm die cutting, I like to just sit down and watch some television and do some die cutting. And then I have a lot of pieces, and then I can just put everything together, assemble my cards at another time. There we go. Oops. What do you guys think? Have you had a chance to work with any of the new in colors? Do you have favorites? Like I said, I think my favorite is the strawberry slush, but they're all pretty, especially together. I think they look really, really nice all together. Okay, now we're going to die cut some more. First, and I'm just going to put those completely out of the way so I don't lose them, mess them up. So now I'm going to take this piece of adhesive, this adhesive sheet, going to peel the backing off one side and just adhere it to my cardstock. Press that down and let me grab my machine. All right, here it is. I'm just going to put it right here, and I'm going to use this die that cuts out the word bloom. So that is just going to go right here. Then I've got just a scrap of basic white, and this is actually thick basic white. I wanted it to have just a little more stiffness to it, so I'm using thick basic white for that. And I'm going to use this die that also cuts out the word bloom. We're going to layer these two. Let me grab my top plate and send these through. There we go. Let me get my dies and put them over here to the side. This is our trash, so away that goes. This is our white bloom. And let's see, what did I do with my take your pick tool? Here it is. Now we want to get this out of our die. There we go. That's starting to come loose. Take it out. And let's get rid of these little pieces that we don't need. Come off of there. Okay. I don't know why that doesn't want to come off. That is funny. Okay. Well, let's just see if it comes off when we peel off the adhesive. It should. All right. Grab this. Now I want to just peel off the adhesive off the back of this, and then I can adhere it right on here. I love the way this looks with the shadow effect behind it. I think it makes it very fancy. All right, now to get this backing off, I'm just going to kind of roll the edge of this a little bit to kind of encourage it to loosen up. And then I'm just going to pick at it a little. Maybe I'll roll it a little more. Of course, when I did this earlier, it came right off. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, very good. And there's that pesky little piece that didn't want to come off. So this is very sticky. All right, so just trying not to get too stuck to it with my fingers as I'm peeling this off. There we are. So now you wouldn't have to use the adhesive. You could just die cut this out and use your glue to glue it on here. You just have to be careful because you don't want a lot of glue squishing out. And I'm just going to start on one end and just kind of start laying it down and pushing it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does give this fun shadow effect. There we are. Got it. Okay. Now, this is going to be layered on this little piece. I don't remember if I said this is fresh freesia, and this color was petunia pop. And they actually look really pretty together. I love those two colors together. So this is going to be adhered right on here. I'm not going to stick it down just yet because I'm going to stamp on here. So I'm just doing a little dry fit so I know where I want to stamp. The stamp I'm using is from the stamp set I showed you earlier, and it's called Let Joy. It says Let Joy. So I'm just going to stamp that right here. And so altogether it will say Let Joy Bloom. And actually I'm going to pull this down closer to me so I have a better view as I'm trying to stamp here for you. There we go. So this way, if my stamping doesn't come out like I want it to, that I can just try again. If I went ahead and adhered to the word bloom, then I don't have a chance to redo. So I like I like a little insurance policy there. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab that glue again and just put a little bit on here. Just a little dot here, here, just in a few places. I know when I first started stamping and making cards, I always thought that everything needed to have a bunch of glue on it, but eventually understood that that was not necessary. It's a card that's going in an envelope, and then someone's going to take it out of the envelope and display it, hopefully. So it's not going to undergo too much stress and strain. I'm just pressing that down so it's stuck together. Isn't that pretty? I just love the colors. Hi, Jean. Thanks for jumping in with us. All right, now we can start putting some things together. Okay, well, let's put this on the inside of our card. There we are, got plenty of room to write our message there. And now let's bring these back. All of these are going to go on the front. I'm going to start with a couple of leaves. So the first one, let's put right about here. And then I'm just going to layer this one right here. Let's push it up a little bit. There we go. It's a good start. And now I'm going to use this strawberry slush flower and I'm going to put it like right here. And you can just play with this and decide how you want to arrange your flowers and your leaves. Now, let's grab the cloud cover. So at the beginning, when I was showing you the products in the catalog and the card that I cased, I was wondering, do any of you ever get your ideas from the samples in the catalog? Do you get ideas there? Do you case cards there? Let me know. I keep all my catalogs because they have such great ideas. Anyway, I've been able to use a lot of the ideas in there. Let me know if that's something that you like to do as well. I'm going to pull that down a little bit. There we go. So far, so good. I've got one more flower. Now I'm going to grab this because I want this flower to kind of stick out underneath. So again, I'm just doing a little dry fitting experiment of where I think I want things to end up. So let's see, this is going to be kind of right in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and commit and put my yellow flower right there. I've got two more leaves here. Let's see. Let's put one under here. So let me grab some glue for that one. And you saw me, I was just putting a little bit of glue kind of towards the center of the flowers, and then I can slide this little leaf underneath there. Here we are. Oops, I dropped my leaf. Got it. And I'm gonna put this one right. Let's just do it right there. Okay, now this is gonna go on top of everything, and then we'll get some bling on our card. I think I want to use some dimensionals. So let's grab some. And I think I'll put four on here. I use a lot of dimensionals. I don't like it when things sag, when they get saggy in the middle. I don't like that. I've got something stuck to me right here. There we go. Now, see where we want to put this. I think right about there will work. There we are. I just love this card. It's so fun. All those great colors. It's beautiful. All right, let's get some bling. So I've got these in color pearls, the in color flat pearls. And I'm just going to put some of those kind of randomly on the front. So I think I'll start with a large one. And let's just put it right here. Yeah. I'll grab one of these strawberry slush ones. And I'll put it here. And then let's see. I'll use one of these medium sized ones. And I'll put that one right there. Just adding a little bit of oomph to the front of the card. And let's use one of these, Timid Tiger. And how about Darling Duckling? Got a big one in there. Oh, right there. Okay. Well, that's fun. So there we are. Lots of beautiful die cuts from that great set. And all of our in colors. Plus, we added in a little bit of garden green, fresh freesia, and petunia pop. So what do you think? Do you like the die cut flowers? I'm kind of obsessed with them. And last week, as I said, we had lots and lots of stamping, and today we've got lots of die cut flowers. So this suite is wonderful. You can do all the things, all the stamping, all the die cutting, and make yourself a gorgeous card, a beautiful bouquet. Yeah, Kristen, I agree. I think the colors really look beautiful together. Um, I heard someone saying that they felt like the colors were all represented in, like if you see a beautiful sunset, that all the colors are represented in there. And I think I agree with that. It's really gorgeous. Let me hold it up here so you can actually really see it a little bit closer. My camera's kind of far away. And that is our card for today. So if you missed last week, go and check it out. Oh, hi, Lisa. Lisa just popped in with us. Thanks for popping in. If you missed the stamping last week, take a look at that. It's not the same suite. It's a different one. It's one in the online exclusives, but it was really fun, and we did use a lot of this strawberry slush, so it turned out really gorgeous as well. Okay, remember if you're looking for me, that's where you can find me. And also, if you go over there, there are links to my Facebook and my Instagram and all those kinds of things. I love it when you guys place orders. A couple weeks ago, we did a popcorn card. So if you missed the popcorn card, go back and look at that one. Um, and then, I just love it. I got an order the next day from somebody that I know watched that video because they used my shopping list and they bought all the things for the popcorn card. So that's really special. I love knowing that I can inspire you once in a while. That's really fun for me. All right. Hi, Jean. Yeah, the colors are beautiful together. Okay, that is it. That's what I have for you today, and I'm so glad you were here. If you're watching the replay, be sure and leave me a comment so I can come back and say hello, and we'll do this again. We'll make another card next Monday. So I hope that you can tune in then. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.